artificer. We then moved on to a ungodly scene, as we followed someone also going to the Cloud District. Reese, going to go see her sponsor, which Nordstrom was more than excited to hear from you. But as we went traveling our way up into the clouds, we had a little less, more. I guess we had a little more bonding time, but a little less excitement, a little more fear and sadness as we got to see Nordstrom was in the middle of an experiment, ripping a worm out of his arm. And then immediately went into depth with you about a rather personal conversation. You discussed a very key bit of info about your backstory, in which it was revealed, not to the party, but just to the players, that Reese had killed all of those people by herself in a accident, trying to create some sort of flight potion, gone wrong with different materials being used, and had killed out a large majority, if not all, of an entire dweller. Excuse me, a smaller dweller. And Nordstrom took this as he could. As a sponsor, he said he should probably turn you in, as you basically admitted to mass genocide. But through your connection with him and his also extraordinarily sketchy background, what murder? Agreed to keep it on the quiet for now, but very much caution to not tell anyone else about this little tale. Also had a small conversation about the exoskeleton idea that you pitched to him before you left on your mission. He said he had some progress, tested it on himself actually, and gave you one of the most painful spinal implants that you'll ever receive in your life, where you gained a friend. You gained a bone symbiote by the name of Oscar.
Oliver.
Or Oliver, excuse me. God damn, I wrote down Oscar last time. How could I? Oliver. Let me change this right now. Oliver the bone symbiote, who you got along with pretty well. Had a striking conversation, talked about the manipulation of bones and how much he loves bones, and learned that this is a very limited intelligence creature. Not too smart, but more than capable of producing a pretty suitable set of bone-plated armor and enhancements that allow you to do way more than you could, both physically and with the arcane. So, with that, and with a few more parting words and some cute little RP between you and Nordstrom, you headed out on your way, feeling far more open about yourself after having discussed what the entire soul situation did to you, and with a soon-to-be lead, as Nordstrom promised that he would reach out to an associate of his who had a very strong spiritual connection on the island, and was very well known for his extraordinarily long life, weird conversations, but plenty of expertise in anything mystical or occult. And then we moved on to one of the funnier ones. As Mammoth awoke back at the estate, we found Mammoth making his way down the mountain, led by Bruce, who sporadically started beckoning you almost to follow him, unknownst to why, into the deep forest, and slowly leading down into the jungles at the very bottom of Paradise Peak towards the southern side. You found yourself going on a hike for about 2 hours, and after finally stopping at a stream, Bruce just dove right in. With no apparent sign of whether or not he was ever going to emerge from that river again, Mammoth very hesitantly dove in after him, and after swimming down for what could have been 60, 100 feet, any sort of range. The complete darkness blinded you until you reached the very bottom. There was ever so slightly glinting object that you pulled back up to the surface, and found this was some strange smooth stone. Clearly had been in the river for quite some time and had some magical properties unknowns to you, but had a bearing resemblance to what could be some sort of vassalship token. The rune not seeming to belong to any of them, or not at least that you knew of, but the design gave off a familiarity that reminded you of your own vassal token. You decided to bring it back to Layla to have it checked out, which, bringing along Maeve as you did, found her in a bit of a spa day as she was currently middle of relaxing when both of you came in, and you had your little moment with her where she tried to identify the stone, but the vase of identifying could not actually. There seemed to be some sort of enchantment that caused the stone to keep its properties hidden and couldn't allow anyone to read or understand what it did until it was dispelled. So you had a little side quest to go on, trying to find somebody who could dispel it. And with some insanely high intelligence checks, I think one was a natural 20 for Maeve, you knew a few people that could do that. One, of course, being Percival. You could go ahead and ask Nordstrom and a number of the other sponsors or casters that you met, including Arlen. But the one that you were most familiar with, that you were planning on meeting up with anyways, was Vince. As you knew, he was a pretty high-level spellcaster himself from the battles that you saw early on. You decided to go ahead and send a few messages. And oh boy, did that information not get transferred over very well.
What are you talking about?
Vince gave a specific message that he would be at one of the sketchiest bars in town, late at night specifically, and to wait until then to meet up there. That bar being Garen's Crossing, of course, which Pearl was very familiar with, but specifically said to come with only a few of you so you didn't draw a lot of attention, as he was currently laying low after coming into a bit of trouble, but said he'd be glad enough to meet with you to talk about this strange stone and potentially dispel it later in the evening. So what do? Well, one, we needed to find the person who knew where Garen's Crossing was, so you all went on a little adventure, rounding up Riz and Rictus as well, to bring yourselves down all the way to the southern beach of Paradise Peak, where you went looking for Pearl. It took a little while, roughly slightly under half an hour before you found her, just lying about in a drunken stupor upon the beach, clearly enjoying her morning far more than the rest of you. But of note, as all of your eyes were either burning orange or had clearly shown the signs of going through another awakening as you all advanced, Pearl's did not. And as she slightly began to wake up, and Maeve cleared her mind with lay on hands, she gave you the basic rundown of Garen's Crossing is probably one of the worst places in all of Paradise Peak, as it's a well-known smuggler's ring, and known to house many of criminals who are trying to make their way either outside of Paradise Peak or have just arrived and are trying to lay low. Mammoth, being the wonderfully cute idiot that he is, forgot to mention that they needed to go later in the evening and decided to tell Pearl that she needed to go and meet up with Vince right now, as it is 10 a.m. in the morning. Not as planned, not what was defined in the message. And Pearl, who was not part of that conversation, had no idea, so Mammoth and Pearl went on a side quest again. To go to Garen's Crossing, and to meet up with this with Vince to go talk about the stone and get it dispelled. In which you did find him there. And you did end up going there roughly around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. But he was not very happy to see you, as the bar was somewhat it wasn't too packed, but it was somewhat filled in. And a number of sketchy individuals dog-eyed you as you made your way to the back, as Vince was currently mid-conversation with somebody else, who was later revealed to be Mustang Strum, uh, a mysterious, smoky individual who was seeking work and was currently enlisting the help of Vince to find it. He brought you all back in the very side room of the bar where there was a small poker table, and isolated from the rest, began to give you the rundown. Talked about there was a number of jobs that were being offered that he had endorsers with, so he would get paid if you completed them, and kindly asked that in exchange for dispelling the stone, that you would think about taking one and pay him 25 gold up front, which Pearl took out of her own money to give over. The stone was dispelled, or so he said as he snapped his fingers, and you noticed no immediate change, but he handed the stone back over, saying it could be identified properly now, or you could just attempt to use the speaking property that Layla had mentioned before. You said hello while holding it, nothing happened. But there is promises of what could be coming. Small bit of RP with Vince and all of you led you down the path that's, if you're potentially looking for work, the free made jobs were as followed. A 1,500 gold reward of a week-long stay as guards protecting harvesters as they were going about their week-long journey collecting various different goods, resources from nearby islands. 500 gold for hiring a few private investigators to help look into heralds that were spotted in town. And last but not least, a fighting arena, an annual fall brawl where there was a maximum of 3 people per group that would compete in a bracket style tournament, winning 50 gold for every round one, and there was 5 rounds of brackets, so potentially giving 250 gold pieces as its reward. With all of that being said, we ended our session there as you were all very quickly ushered into the back alley behind the bar by Vince before Mammoth almost went out the wrong way and was charmed into going out the right way. And we quickly go back to the ocean as a brief moment that I just remember but didn't write down. As there was a small bit between Reese, Maeve, and Pearl, where Reese was suspected to kill herself by walking into the water and simply being there for about 8 to 10 minutes as the conversation was going on. With the entire party not knowing that Reese's people, the Vidalcan can hold their breath underwater, or at least breathe water, for roughly an hour or so.
It says
So,
it says they absorb oxygen through their skin. I love it.
correct. More than capable of breathing on their own while in the water. Maeve just thought the worst of it. And a cute scene where Pearl potentially thought that Reese might have been a shaved and bald sea elf, went underwater and tried to talk with Aquin with you, but could not, as you do not know the language, and then had some cute underwater conversation in common with a little added water effects to it.
Do the Aquan voice.
This is exactly what it sounded like.
So good.
We had an entire conversation like this. But all fun and jokes aside, Maeve and Reese, and I believe the rest of the party, was beginning to stalk behind Mammoth and Pearl as they headed towards Garen's Crossing, as they wanted to be in the general area, but not actually be inside the bar to not draw too much attention. However, this was slightly stunted by Reese and Maeve having a moment checking out her armor and showing off her shield's properties. And of course, taking the 10 minutes to take off all of her armor so she wouldn't be clanking around town, drawing attention from just about every single person on the streets. So during all of that conversation, I think that was like roughly like 15 minutes of like actual IRL conversation between the story time that Mustang gave us, and all of the actual information that was given out. I would gladly say that you guys can be around the area of Garen's Crossing. The gift of Gab. Okay.
Excellent.
You can be around the area of Garen's Crossing, but not actually right next to it. Probably, I would say 5-ish minutes away from it, as it took a little bit to get Rictus, Reese, and all of you prepped to go inside the area, and also time to get all of her gear stored within Maeve's vassal token. But before we do all of that, we're gonna quickly rewind time back to the morning, where we're gonna have our last awakening scene with Kipley.
Wait, I have questions.
Yes.
So Rictus lost his hand?
Rictus didn't lose his hand. He upgraded
kinda.
his current hand, so he
Yeah.
replaced the materials with more durable materials that he got from Carter Bindstrom, and he actually upgraded
Rupert.
oh god, Rupert's materials as well.
So is it?
It's all our names in this party.
Wait. Is it like something that goes over your hand, or did you like totally
It's like a
reset and
gauntlet.
loft your hand off?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's really came out in RP. I can't remember.
Oh,
but
okay.
He had his hand cut off when he was a kid.
Oh,
so his
okay.
hand
I'm
has been
sorry.
missing
Yes,
the
Okay.
entire time. It's been like a robotic replacement hand,
Yeah.
and he just
Okay.
reworked and upgraded it with his sponsor.
I missed
Yeah.
that at some point. I'm sorry. And
no
then
one lost
Oh,
a
it's okay.
limb while you were gone. Don't worry.
Pearl
Not this
did
time.
not level with us.
It wasn't a matter of Pearl not leveling with you guys. It's a matter of she was already it's an unknown currently.
Okay. No,
but, like,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of, well, everybody seemed to be awakening around the same time.
Yeah.
Either Pearl had already awakened and gone through her entire process in the morning, or
Drunk as hell.
as drunk as she was, or she did not receive the benefits of the awakening. Because I don't think you were there as well when I first explained it. But the mechanical process of leveling up is essentially going for a secondary awakening every time. And it can take up to 48 hours to
Okay.
fully set in.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
No worries.
My
Yeah,
bad.
no, of course. So, either she awakened while she was drunkly sleeping in the morning, or
Likely.
a number of other things. But, yes. Yeah. Yes, very much so. You can see what I mean.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you about this at the beginning of the campaign. Literally almost the same person.
God.
But yes, as Kipley awakens, the morning light slowly drifting through your windowsill, you can see the dawn kind of reflects off of your lens and almost blinds you as you opens your eyes, as it seems to be shining particularly bright this morning. You find yourself waking up far earlier than you normally do. Most of your mornings, as with the rest of the party, start around 7, maybe 8 a.m. But as you look through the window, you can see the sunrise has just begun. And Maeve's estate, at the very top of the mountain, can catch the sunrise before it has actually hit the rest of the Dreaming City. So you, being one of the very first people awake on the island, can catch the beautiful morning view slowly creeping in. However, as you... Reese casually causing mayhem in Roll20 chat. As you begin to prep for your day, is there anything that Kipley would immediately be thinking and or doing as you find yourself awoken rather early and with this strange glint coming from your lens?
I think she would just be squinting and kind of like stumble over to the window and look out. Cause I hate mornings. No, that's you that hates it. I love mornings. She walks over and picks up her lens and kind of looks at it and, well, you don't look the same. Everything's so goddamn bright. What is... And she just kind of look around the room, keep kind of looking through things and stumbling around.
Sure. Do you just look around the room, or do you look for the actual lens?
I think at one point she would probably look through the lens.
Gotcha. As you're kind of just looking about the room, there's no... You can go ahead and give me an investigation check if you wish. Investigation or perception, your choice.
She'll do perception.
Go for it.
Yuck.
Yuck. 11? You don't find anything particular that seems to be off or strange in the room. The door is still locked. Everything is set as it was the night before. The window's still closed, but it seems like everything is perfectly normal. As you gaze through your lens, you look around the room and see everything is as normal. But for a brief second, as stupid as it might be, when you do a 360 of the room, you do find yourself looking back out the window and almost getting double blinded as there is the morning sunlight streaming in, enhanced by the lens. But also, you see there's something else. As you look outside the window, you can see there's a small bit of almost strange bluish trailing of what looks like to be smoke or something of the sort. Just kind of hovering about, I want to say 90, maybe 100 feet away from your window. Almost cascading over the other side of the mountain. You can see this almost like a trail or some sort of strange smoke signal that seems to be going up in the air. As you pull the lens away and put it back again, you watch as it disappears, reappears, disappears, reappears. Only able to really take a proper look at it when the lens is up to your eye.
Well, that's suspicious, Ezran. What do you think? Think I should go for it? Or... No, I'm a part of a team now. I'm supposed to talk to them about these kind of things, right? She kind of looks to the side. Oh, no, wait, you're not over there. That's right.
So cute. And while there is no words put inside of your head, when you do speak out loud, and you are used to having this almost self-conversation at this point, no answer given, you watch as the lens emits a small puff of smoke. Black smoke, not blue or matching anything that you've seen, but almost a small black puff of smoke emerges. And you watch as it slowly builds into a small form of what looks like to be a feminine figure. You can see that it's mainly just the face, but a small outline of the head and the ears slowly bulking out. Behind it looks like to be some sort of hood. And you watch as the black smoke creates two little beads where the eyes are, pure brilliant white light. As it looks slowly up at you, the smoke slowly shifting and almost weaving around the lens, building up.
Do I recognize this smoke person?
You very much do. It very much resembles the figure that you saw when you were induced
Okay.
into your dream state.
Okay. She kind of takes a stumbled step back, a hand wrapping around the lens.
And as you wrap around it, you just watch the smoke
Shit.
is choked out.
Fuck. And she lets it go for a moment.
And the smoke billows out again
Shit.
and reforms the figure. And you hear,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how this works. Can you hear me?
Vision slowly coming in and out.
you watch as the eyes kind of blink for a second and like look around before refocusing on you.
Ghibli, my starlight.
You watch as a small, smoky hand emerges from the hood, kind of drifts up towards your face before almost just slowly disassembling midair as if it can't quite fully reach you.
Yes, that's me. I'm
Today
Oh,
is a glorious day, my child.
is it? It's so bright out.
Today is your first step forward. Your day of rebirth. May you enjoy it to your fullest extent, my dear. For I have brought many gifts. Take them. Learn. Grow. Understand. You are soon to reach your purpose. And when you find it, these will help you.
And you watch as she blows a whiff of smoke up. And almost blinding you for a second, almost entering your eyes, you feel this strange rush of what you expect to be heat. But it almost feels like a cold mist slowly washing over your face. As you blink a few times, you can see your eyes wildly shift between a various different number of color schemes. You watch as the room goes purple, pink, blue, green, just cycling through the entire rainbow itself before returning back to normal.
Huh.
And nothing's changed. Or at least nothing that you notice. And you watch as the figure blinks a few times.
Be birthday, my little star. Go forth. Enjoy your new present. And may you find your rewards very soon.
And you watch as the smoke begins to sink slowly back into the lens. Before it does, you see that bright, brilliant white light that forms the eyes slowly drifts away, making a now fully blank, faceless expression. And just before it disappears, you see it turns into a singular line that slightly curves at the ends. So it looks like a strange, pure white smile in this void of smoky face. It's the last thing that you see as it vanishes back into the lens.
She kind of curls her fingers over the lens, cupping it once more. Her expression, her eyes kind of wide, expression just very unchanging. Right. No. No, I was not expecting that. No, you can keep your comments to yourself, thank you. No, I don't really want to explore what these are at the moment, so oh no, I think I hear them getting breakfast together. Yes, no, you were always telling me food is good, Ezrin, so I think it's time for us to go get some breakfast. Yep, nope, I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it for now, so you're just going to have to deal with it. All right, and she tucks the lens away as she marches her way downstairs with the rest.
As you exit your small little abode on the mountainside, as you begin to walk in the open morning air, an immediate concern sets over you as the lens is currently pocketed, I assume. And as you're walking to breakfast, you're kind of looking around the mountainside as you begin to make your way towards the cavern entrance that leads into the deeper part, the further estate, where there's actual rooms and the main household of Maeve's family. And as you do, you can look up and around you. You can swear you can still see that blue little puff of smoke coming over the horizon line,
Shit.
kind of drifting down towards the mountain. And as you walk towards the cavern entrance, you can see not nearly as large or wide as the one on the mountain is. There's a smaller trail that leads deeper within the household. As you walk through the halls and make your way to the dining pavilion, you see nobody else is there. It is completely empty.
Pulls up.
You do see there's a few meal plates that are currently set out, and looks like someone might have eaten, but the majority of them are completely empty. In fact, all but one actually seem to be completely empty.
What the? She whips out the lens and looks through it, seeing if she can find the trail.
Yeah. And as you kind of blink and then look through the lens, you watch as the smoke trails almost enhance, amplified. Now you can see the smaller strand that you were following. You see another one.
Oh, goddamn.
And another one. And you can see there's 5, maybe even 6 smaller strands, all leading deeper within the household. And for the various network of tunnels, each one that you look down, you can see a snaking smoke cloud, all converging into one point, leading down the main hallway, which you have not traveled into, as you've only really gone through the most basic of house tours. The estate is massive. It would take an entire day to tour the house in its entirety. There's no chance that Maeve would have had to actually give you all a proper full house tour. So it definitely leaves beyond what you've explored previously, but
All right.
that is where the smoke leads.
Kipley will put on her hat of courage, and she will follow the trail. Anyone she comes across, she's just going to keep looking through the lens and just kind of say as she passes by, "Nope, I'm on immediate business from Maeve, the Lord S of the house that we are currently in, and you will give me passage because she says so, and because Pearl's a dick, and so this I'm going forward."
The entire thing every time. Not kidding. You don't see a whole lot of people. The main thing you do see is a lot of smaller wormlings that you pass by. You can just see them lounging in the hall. You do pass by a few pens, and looks like just be larger caverns that you can see are filled to the brim with a variety of various different treasures, gold, and lying on top of them, almost in each of their own little piles, you do see uh, every different chromatic form of dragon, basically under the sun. As you continue to walk, each one perks its head up and just slowly watches as you goes by.
She's
But you don't run into any people. Not for a while as you continue to follow this trail. And it keeps leading you further in until you get to a stairwell where it just leads straight down. You see it's a spiral staircase, and as you kind of lean over and look down the center, you watch as the smoke just converges and goes straight to the bottom and continues going down. You can't quite see all the way to the bottom of the stairs. It is probably a few hundred feet, but you can see the smoke continues downward.
Does
Do
it
you continue to fall?
have a rail?
Oh no.
Damn
It
it!
does.
It does. She wants.
Are you gonna try and
she
rail
wants
slide
to, She
this?
wants to slide down it.
Ooh, boy. I'm not even gonna ask. I don't know if this is an ability check. I'm gonna ask for a straight dexterity saving throw, mixed with an acrobatics check. So give me the acrobatics check first,
Oh yeah.
and this is gonna decide DC of the saving throw.
It's
11. Okay, it's DC 10, as this is a common hold thing. Barely passed it. Give me a dex save you're looking to beat an 11. Meet or beat it.
not good.
What? I mean, how badly you want this to succeed? Because you do have inspiration.
Not
I'm
that
kidding.
badly.
So you, well, here's the problem, right? You start sliding, and as you start sliding, you don't recognize how far down this goes. And while you're on there, and it certainly seems like this is a glidable railing, you make it probably about 10 feet before you are sent airborne by what could have been a maid or servant that had done their job a little too well and had waxed the railings to the point where you are just slipping straight off, no effort, flying. And you are rocketed into a wall where you then proceed to collapse and almost Bugs Bunny style hit every single stair as you begin to plummet rapidly down the stairwell. Go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Fair. There we go. 4.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as you arrive at the bottom of the stairwell with a enormously large lump on your head. Kind of just slowly cartoon, like beeping with red energy as you just kind of wipe it down and hold it for a second. It was a great idea overall.
No, it was a
the
shit idea,
execution-
Ezrin.
The
That was the
execution
worst
was
idea.
not quite there. But as you look up, you do see that the mist coalesced into almost like a small ball right on top of a stone platform. What looks like to be almost like a variety of smaller circles slowly building up on top of each other, where it looks like it could be some sort of button or pressure plate maybe, but the smoke is right on top of it.
And there's no one else here.
No, it is just a very small chamber room, probably about 15 feet by 15 feet. There's a small torch that seems to be attached to the wall, but besides that, there's nothing down here except for stone and a headached Kidley.
She would walk up to it and, looking through the lens at it, she would just kind of, her head be, leaning from one side to the next, ears twitching as she kind of sniffed at it.
Sure. How close do you get?
She's going right up to it.
Okay. Let me for your sake. 13? God, no, not enough. Passive perception, not that high. You just beyond curious, and at this point, feeling like you kind of have to commit to the bit here. As you did just eat shit down the stairs,
Yep.
this is now personal. You feel that little bit more of extra drive to finish the mission. And as you step forward, you don't realize it, but as you put your foot directly next to where this energy is, you hear a click.
Fuck.
And you look down at the enormously large button, which you're now standing on, as the pressure plate is set off, and you hear a slow rumbling fill the chamber. And as you look around, you watch as the ceiling seems to get a little further away, looking more distant, and it looks like the floor is oh no. As you find yourself rapidly descending, as the stone floor beneath you seems to begin its own descent.
She falls into whatever thing is there and hugs it, just wraps herself around it, that pedestal.
It is just a stone floor, so you're hugging the floor.
Great.
Right now. There's no railings. There's no nothing.
Yep.
It's just full, just all floor, fetal position, curled up. As you rapidly begin to descend, you can feel yourself moving at what you could probably guess to be around 60 feet per second. And this is soaring. You flew when you went with. Also, you fly by yourself normally too. But when you're flying with Ada, she was flying pretty fast. This seems to be just about that speed, if not seeming to be a little bit worse because it is almost pitch black in here as you're descending rapidly, for where you could only assume to be the core of the mountain. And as the strange stone platform begins to descend faster and faster and faster, it comes to a slowing halt as you look up and you can see the inside, or you assume to be the inside of the volcano. Massive outcropping. You can see lava slowly pouring in from different sides, converging in the center to form this entire pit, large opening. And in the center of it, you can see, just before it actually reaches the lava itself, a brilliant, almost looks like to be bluish tree that is fully encompassed by the same smoke that you've been following, but kind of burrowed into this little ledge, almost like a little God, what is the name I'm trying to think of? Yeah, almost like a little jetty out into the ocean. This small little rock pathway that reaches into, I think it's, God, no, that is not what it is called.
Into the lava?
No, I think it's cornucopia, or am I crazy? The center, the eye of the volcano.
Okay.
It ends before it actually reaches the lava, but it is close enough to feel the burning heat. But besides that, what is in front of you, kind of turn around, do a 360 behind you, and you can see another stairwell that leads further down, but the smoke does not follow.
And she could walk across to the tree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll grasp her lens once more, push the cap of courage a bit straighter, and then kind of walk forward a few steps, pause a moment as she feels the heat from the volcano, and just, this is the greatest adventure I've ever been on. No, that we've ever been on. She kind of, her eyes dart around. And she smiles. All right, let's do this. And she will march forward towards the tree.
Sure. And as you begin to slowly creep along the edge, and this is just barely big enough for you to walk on. It looks like it's more of a large spike of it more than an actual outcropping.
Okay,
And as
so
you
she
begin to
won't
reach the tip of
march.
it-
She'll like
You march
shuffle
up the first, but then
sideways.
slowly begins
Yeah.
to start to shuffle instead. And as you reach the very peak where you can see this tree is located, you can see it is probably about 15 feet tall. It looks like, in like retrospect to the volcano, it isn't that large, but the smoke itself, you can almost feel it as you reach out towards it. You don't meet resistance, but it feels almost as if there's some force. Your hand feels like it's static, almost going numb as you reach into it, and there's this almost cold chill that goes through your body, which is immediately replaced with a burning heat. Scorching almost. You can feel your entire body temperature skyrocket. And as you place your hand onto the tree, you watch as the tree changes from this bluish tint to now, as you take your hand, almost like repelling away, you can see through the eye that has the lens on it and through the eye that doesn't. Through the lens, still a brilliant blue, but through your other eye, you watch as, almost coming out of the ether, a flaming red boiling tree made of pure lava emerges out of seemingly nothing and begins to drip in like almost like a molten but like magnetized liquid just form this shape matching exactly of what you see in the smoke, but now having this liquid property to it, slowly drifting and bubbling and almost bursting slowly. But as you look through both lenses, you can see both sides. One of the wistful blue smoke, and now, clear as day, this seemingly lava-grown tree. What would you like to do?
I think she takes a step back, her hand like kind of against her chest for a moment, and she just stares at it for a long moment. Just, I don't really know what to do with this, Ezrin. I mean, no. No, well, it's not your hand you're shoving into it. Fine. But if I burn my hand off, you're... I don't know. She moves forward and she just, instead of shoving her hand in, she's just going to take her pinky and kind of swipe it along the tree.
Sure. And as your pinky touches it, very hesitantly, you expect to feel the burning pain that is lava. It is very much you are fighting your own instinct as you reach out and touch it. But as your pinky grazes through it, you feel warmth, but you don't feel pain. And as you brush your pinky through and kind of trace it up and down the tree, it almost feels like dipping your hand into a warm spring. It almost relaxing.
She brings her pinky back and looks at it. You're my favorite digit, you know. And she looks up at the tree. All right, Ezrin. In for Penny? In... No. Oh shit, I don't remember the... Fuck, you know what, forget it. And she just walks right into it.
Oh, I love it. And as you walk inside of it, for a moment, your vision is completely muddled. Your entire body feels like you've just been dipped into a hot tub. You're filled with this relaxing sensation, but your vision immediately taken away by this glorious amount of emboldened flame that seems to be dancing before your eyes. And as your vision clears, you can see there's seems to be a number of different smoke trails branching off in front of you. And you can see this with both eyes now. And you can see each of them form into one of what appears to be 3 smaller cards. Almost slightly bigger than playing cards, you can see, but outlined and detailed with this strange, almost series of what you think are runes, but then you look at it closer and you realize it's not runes. It looks like almost a language of something you understand but don't know how. And as you begin to read off of it, you can see there's a number of different options before you. As the 3 cards that reveal themselves, one you see is a brilliant ball of flame that seems to be this rotating sphere of just burning death. And inscribed upon it, again, you don't recognize the language, but you perfectly understand it. In the strange animus writing, you see flaming sphere. The next, a small, almost draconic face. You see a snout with 2 little beady eyes, 2 fangs hanging out underneath them, little horns slowly branching out from both sides. And on the side of the cards, you can see little wings, almost looking like they're either hugging the card itself or towering over them. You see the card Find Steed, where there is a small depiction of what looks to be a little dragon. And beneath that, last but not least, you see what appears to be this strange blade. Not quite made of steel, but a red metal that seems to be burning hotter than what anything else a normal human could hold, could even withstand. Cutting through steel, it looks like the depiction is almost coming out of the card itself, as a flame blade is presented. As you look through all 3 cards, you reach out and it feels like you can almost grab them, but you sense hesitancy, almost as if the lens is urging you to be careful of which one to take. And as the official mechanical first time that anyone has run into a ley line, which spell would you like to take? As you can take only one, but you are free of those 3 options.
She
Free to choose.
takes a moment to look at it as she feels a sense of familiarity giving her warning. to consider what's before her. Yes, we must be very choosy. This is important. And oh shit, I like this one. She reaches forward and grabs the flame blade.
Oh yeah. And as you grab the card, you watch as the tree immediately melts around you, falling to the ground almost like someone has just thrown a bucket of water. Just evaporates, falling to your feet and dripping off the side of the rock into the lava pit beneath it.
Oh,
And the other two smoky balled versions of the cards poof, vanish into the air around them. And you watch as all of the trails, as you look around you, are nowhere to be seen.
yes, I know you told me to be considerate, but I thought that was the right one to choose.
And as you look down, in your hand, you can see a physical card of the Blade of Flame.
Just a slow smile kind of creeps across her face. I think we are finally getting somewhere, Ezrin.
Go ahead and mark that down in your inventory.
Okay.
Either you can put a magical card of the Blade of Flame, or you can put any sort of flame blade card, flame blade rune, whichever you choose. And I will send you the details of that as I pull up the card itself. But do you return to the surface
Yes.
using the same pressure plate? Wonderful. I as a last reminder, there's one staircase you haven't gone down. There's no smoke coming from it, but there is just the pressure plate that leads up and the staircase that leads down.
All right. You know what? She's feeling quite adventurous, feeling a little invincible at the moment. Probably a bad idea, but she's going to creep down and just kind of get a look-see.
You do come down a small hallway, and at the end of it, there is what appears to be a locked steel door. You can't see within past it or any sort of clear way to get in or around it, but there is a large, normal metal lock with a small keyhole protruding from it. But nothing else can be found within the hallway.
No, you're right. That looks like something for someone more devious. Someone really rancid. We'll go talk to Maeve and see if she can convince Pearl to do anything with it. Right. All right, let's head out.
Oh, the shade. I love it. Wonderful. And you head back on up. You make your way back up towards the spiral staircase, back through the main halls, back through the dinner pavilion, all the way back into the center of Maeve's household. Where would you like to go from here? It's about, I want to say, probably 8, 9 a.m. in the morning now.
There's no one else here?
Everyone else left so early.
What the fuck? All right.
However, as you were walking about, you do hear a small voice kind of peek out from behind you.
Excuse me?
No. Yes. No, yes. Sorry. Yes?
Sorry, I'm not used to people saying no for when I say excuse me.
My apologies.
Hello, you're one of Master Maeve's friends, correct?
Lordess Maeve, yes.
No, she's just Master Maeve. That's what she told us to call her.
Okay.
pleasure to meet you.
And you
Oh.
watch as this little kobold does a small curtsy.
Yes. Hello. I'm Guinevere. What's your name?
Guinevere. Well, my name's Ezra. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. What did you? Do you know where everyone went?
You seem to be a bit lost. Yes. I saw Master Maeve and Sir Mammoth, the shorter one. Oh, there's multiple short ones. The one with the frog. I saw him leave earlier, and they were headed back into town for. I forget exactly what they were looking for, but they went. I think looking for. What was her name again? Oh no.
Um,
And she just kind of stares at the wall for like a good minute.
Julie, I think it was.
Julie? No, that wasn't her name.
No, that's no. But which way?
Layla, that's what it was. They went to go see Sir Mammoth's sponsor about a stone that he found.
Oh, your mental notes are divine. So which
Oh,
way
I
could
just
you
eavesdrop.
point? That way, maybe?
Oh, sure. You just head back down the mountain to the Dreaming City, and I don't know where exactly the tower is, but it should be somewhere in the city.
And she smiles at you, almost looking proud at her directions.
You're. How long have you been working here?
Oh, I've been working here for 38 years.
You are wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm pretty new to this island. Do you know much about the Undermountain at all?
Oh, the Undermountain?
Yeah, under the mountain, the rock.
Do you mean the Underdark?
Maybe.
Oh, the Underdark is underneath everything.
Right.
Not just underneath the island, it's underneath the entire world. That's where people think could be one of the reasons the world shifts, because the Underdark is moving with it. I know, was it causing it? I forget. There was some rumor, but I'm not sure. I think I heard that 37 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds like a really loose rumor. Maybe don't
Well,
maybe
it's a
don't
pretty
spread
loose
that one
island.
around.
No, I don't have anyone to spread it to. It's just me and my family working here.
I think you are wonderful, Velma. I thank you for your services.
It's Ezra.
Ezra. That's
Yes.
yes.
I can see the confusion. E sounds like a V.
I'm
R sounds like an L. I don't know where you got the M and the
well,
A from.
I have a condition of it's called face blindness. I struggle.
Face blindness.
Yeah, you know,
That affects
names.
your mouth.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
it's.
terribly sorry about
I'm
that.
blinded by people's faces. My mouth just
Well, you know,
instantly.
Maeve is a paladin. She could try and help and heal that for you.
That's actually why I'm looking for her. Actually, you said that way.
Yes,
Just
towards
right
the Dreaming
that way.
City.
Just don't
Well, I
stop.
don't know exactly
Just
where she
keep
is,
going.
but she's somewhere in the Dreaming City, yes.
Yeah, Dreaming City. All right. Well, you've been very helpful, Ezra. Thank you so much for.
Of course.
Okay.
Would you like a snack before you leave?
Yes.
Wonderful.
And she just pulls a croissant out of what appears to be like an apron pocket.
Is that fruit filled?
Would you like one fruit filled?
Do you have one fruit filled?
You watch as she reaches into another pocket and pulls out a strawberry, crushes the strawberry in her hand, puts her hand into the croissant and stuffs the jam inside, and kind of gives a smile towards you.
You are so wonderful, and I think you should ask for a race from
I-
Maeve. Actually, you know what? I'll do that for you because I think you deserve one. I mean, it's not
Oh, you're
often.
too kind.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say. Okay, thank you for the strawberry mush croissant. Thank you for this. I'm going to start heading that away until I hit ocean. All right, bye bye now.
Of course. Bye. You two have fun.
Shh. Kippley gets like several steps before she like stops, and she looks back. Is she still there?
Yeah, she's currently like turning her back to walk away.
Two?
I'm sorry?
You said you two have fun?
Oh. Yes. You and the handsome gentleman that was just there. I assumed that he was with you, but was he not?
No, yes. Yes, absolutely. Could you describe him? See, we've got a little bit of a game going on, and just to make sure I'm on top of my game, could you just now you saw him a few minutes ago? Did he say anything to you?
No. I just saw. She,
And she she looks at you like asking, like almost seems like the question that you asked is crazy.
he's right.
Mhm.
My apologies. I must be.
No, no.
It's early in the morning.
Actually,
and I'm tired.
I think you are a very powerful mage because
Oh,
not
I can't cast magic.
well.
I'm actually one of the few people in my clan who can't. I can just shout very loudly. Would you like to hear it?
No, I think your
Ah!
eyes are much better than you think.
They've actually been giving out. I'm getting close to 40, and you know what they say when a kobold hits 40?
No,
But we live to 40, so.
oh, she like reaches her hands forward, like her long, spindly fingers, and the sharp nails, and she just kind of pats her cheeks. You know what? You're just the best ever.
Oh, you're too kind.
What, Ezra, right?
Yes.
Can I look for you later?
Oh, I'll be here working.
All right.
Oh, don't forget about your croissant before you go.
Oh, yes, of course. And she stuffs it in her pocket.
Have a wonderful day, and I hope you find Maeve.
Thank you. And he thanks you too.
She kind of gives like a warm smile before kind of rubbing her eyes, and you can see that she doesn't look like she's on death's door, but she certainly is old for a kobold. And she slowly turns around and begins walling her way back down the hall. And as you turn around, there's no one there. Just you and the exit lying before you.
I don't know if I should be sad or if that was just really fucking weird. All right, well, off to find Maeve, and she'll head off in that direction and meet up with the rest of them.
Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check.
Yep, it's a great night, guys.
Natural one.
Second in a row.
You leave at around like 8:45, 9 a.m. You're wandering the city for a good hour and a half before uh you find the group wandering through the southern side of town. You don't find you actually don't recognize them at first, but you do pass by Maeve. Like you, yeah, kind of those moments like you're walking through like a crowded space and you take a glance at her, but you're not quite sure. As it's been your first time you've actually seen Maeve outside her armor, and her current dress is that very like relaxed and almost cutesy, and you're just like, oh, Maeve would never dress like that, and you just keep walking past. And then about 20 minutes after you walk past, you kind of really think about it and go, oh shit, wait, no, that was definitely Maeve. And walk all the way back to the point where you can see Reese Rictus and the rest of the gang all together. Actually, wait, no, it'd just be Reese and Rictus because you're camping out Mammoth and Pearl and all of them. Yeah, so Reese Rictus and Maeve walking down the street, kind of going in almost like a circle. Um, and as you finally run into them, you can see Maeve looks up with a smile and waves. Hi, Kipley. I, I thought I saw you earlier, but you were walking in the other direction, so I figured you had something to do. I waved, but you didn't wave back.
Sorry. I'm sorry. There's just been a lot going on lately, and my head's not been with everything going on. You look lovely.
Oh, thank you.
All of it. Fucking hell. What happened to your hand, Rictus?
I worked on it. I upgraded, I guess you could say.
Like you cut it off? Like Reese did?
No, this was an old injury that happened when I was a kid. And then when I got a little bit older, I built my own little hand for it. And then when I was with Lord Bidenstron earlier, he kind of helped me out a little bit, and I improved it.
You're so smart. It looks really cool.
You. Yeah, thanks.
Huh?
Is that a knot on your head? What happened?
What? She kind of throws her hand up to her forehead. No? Oh,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. I might have fallen down some stairs.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, is it weird for me to just come with you all? I don't. Everything. The place was empty when I started roaming around. I didn't. Is it weird? Are you all in the middle of something? Should I move on?
No. No, yeah, you can join us.
Okay.
I'm kind of an early bird. I'm used to waking up early. I think I was probably the first one out.
Right. Well, I have a strawberry croissant if you need something.
Ooh, I do like strawberries. Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. And she hands it over. It might be more just a croissant with like a crushed strawberry inside. But
Do you want to half it with me? We can half it.
and she smiles. And you see like two little pointed teeth. And she just, that sounds really nice, yeah. And she'll break it in half to you.
He reaches up for it, takes it. It is good. Where'd you get this?
There was this Ezra. Fuck. I just realized that's really no. So, there was a servant at the mountain, of Maeve's that made them. She's really old. Maeve, you should really give her some kind of raise. I think she's going to pass on soon. I don't want to make conjecture, but you know, sometimes you just got to take care of older people, and I don't know really how much time she has left.
I'm sorry? Who?
Ezra?
I don't have anyone named Ezra that works for me.
She's a kobold?
There's a number of draconic, both beings and humanoids work for me. But I don't know anyone of the name of Ezra.
Her, with her eyes still locked on Maeve, she just reaches out to the side and slaps the croissant out of Rictus's hand.
Which, as you look for the croissant, she slaps nothing out of your hand. She handed you nothing. She looked like she passed you something, but it was actually just. It looked like she was playing pretend. So there was nothing there.
Rictus would play right along with it. This is
And
good.
then she slapped, just imaginary slaps something out of your hand. Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
Oh, okay.
Reese is just like standing there silently, watching all of this unfold.
And I thought I was the crazy one.
Her head's like slightly cocked to the side.
Right.
Rupert scratches his head.
Well, and she'll pocket her half of the croissant. So things are weird today. It's a weird day. Happy weird day. Are you all having weird days? I feel like I'm having a really weird day.
Weird, but in a good way. For me, anyway.
Great. Good. So, I'm just gonna follow all of you around and consider the idea that, you know, Ezra, the kobold servant, doesn't exist. Right. Thank you. Thank you for this. She kind of tucks her hands in close and just shoulders hunched. She just falls in line behind the group of you.
So, as you all are scouting out amongst the roads and looking for Mammoth and Pearl, Mammoth and Pearl emerge out the back of Garen's Crossing into one of the side alleys and begin making your way back towards the main street, Mammoth.
Yeah, and also Mustang.
And Mustang, correct. As the three of you begin heading on back towards the street, the rest of you, Rictus, Reese, go ahead and give me and Kipley, go ahead and give me a perception check, please. See if you can spot them as they all begin to head out. And also while you're at it, go ahead and give me a group stealth check.
Who?
Oh boy.
Mammoth, you don't have to. Mustang,
What the
you don't
heck?
have
Really?
to.
He's not being super stealthy. He, if anything, he'd
Well,
be lecturing
also,
Mammoth a
I'm
little
just-
bit.
You
small.
already are very well known for being there, so it's a little late for that.
How do I roll good on the things I don't have good modifiers for? Like, that makes no
16.
sense.
You can't.
It's backwards day.
19 perception, 5 stealth. Oh no. Okay, so that's 1 success, 1 failure. This is gonna greatly rely on you, Reese. And I'll roll one for Maeve as well.
Gotta refresh my page here.
Where is Maeve?
Which kind of roll was it? Sorry.
Stealth. Stealth and then perception. Maeve is a 0. Oh no. So you were told to keep a low profile,
We didn't.
and all of you are some of the most probably interesting looking people in this city, as you have a bald Vidalkin with a bone arm.
Like
You,
6 foot something.
you have Kipley, who is playing imaginary with herself, and kind of like talking to the side about how that poor random kobold is dying, or crazy, or maybe she's crazy. Rictus just has, I mean, stands out on his own because he has a fucking metal hand, and Rupert's following him around, as well as Minion. And factor in all of this on top of the fact that Maeve is trying to like play it off as like a tour and very much not being a very good tour guide as she's going in a circle around the street. Yeah, you can pick up with perception of 16 and 19 that a few people are starting to give you strange looks. Not strange as in like get the fuck out of here looks, but strange as like what the fuck are you doing? Or and like I don't fucking know you looks. But the good thing is, you do see that Mammoth and Pearl begin to emerge from an alleyway as you guys are passing by on the street. And you can kind of see like the two of them immediately make eye contact with you and have a moment of recognition, while also a strange smoky figure is walking in tow with them. But Mustang, as
Yeah.
you are walking kind of in, are you walking side by side with Pearl and Mammoth, or are you walking behind them, in front of them?
Uh, Probably kind of behind them, just to keep an eye on like if anything comes up on their 6, and he could always just look ahead and see their 12, and just in case anything's gonna come out around these parts.
So as they turn around and turn the corner, you're about to turn the corner before you feel a very meaty hand grasp your shoulder.
Uh-oh.
Do you turn around, look?
Yeah, not quite. He's gonna wait for the figure to speak.
Without saying anything, you are turned to the side. So your back is now against the side of the building. And you see this large hulk of a man. Appears to be maybe human, but completely dead silent. You didn't hear this man walk up on you at all. You didn't see this man walk up on you at all. And you see he doesn't say anything, but he just passes you a note. And you can see there's a small bit of parchment kind of neatly tied up with a little red ribbon. And he just holds it out to you.
Do I recognize this red ribbon from anywhere in particular? Have I received anything like this before?
No.
Or...
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, he's just gonna kind of squint at the guy, and then he'll slowly take it, but he's not gonna open it in front of the guy.
Okay.
Unless instructed to do.
As you take it, you watch as he looks at you, looks at the parchment, kind of gives off like a small. It looks like he tries to like grunt, but you don't hear any noise come out, and then he just walks away. Go ahead and give me a. Either I'm gonna say perception check or straight intelligence check, whichever one that you'd like.
Oh, we're gonna perceive. All right. If my thing will load. There we go. 14.
14. As he walks away, it kind of almost left your mind for a second because you were so focused on what the fuck just happened. you realize as he walks away, you can hear just like sound almost immediately comes back, and then it hits you. When he walked up to you, the entire world went deaf. Like you lost all sense of hearing. And it looked like he grunted, but you didn't hear a grunt. And then as he walks away, now sound has returned to you. Definitely something off about that. And I was trying to load them in, but the original picture didn't upload, so let me give you... There you go. Hulking 6'5" of a man there.
Oh man, okay.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's a man.
Like, oh man squared. Mustang didn't recognize him at all? Never seen this guy before?
Not that you would know him. No, you've never seen this dude. Like you know a few people in town, and
Yes.
you have a number of like associates, but you've
Not this
never
one.
seen this guy once.
Okay, well, we are definitely not letting our guard down in this alleyway, and he is going to resume his path to follow his newfound associates and try to pretend like nothing happened.
Sure. I assume you don't read the note immediately.
No, not in the alleyway.
Sure.
Don't want to get jumped.
All right. You head on back. You walk around the corner, and the group is right there. As Mammoth and Pearl are walking through the crowd to meet up, with what looks like to be a bunch of other very interesting looking individuals. This is your first time laying eyes on them. You can see the number of, at the bare minimum, people that stand out even amongst the varying crowds of Paradise Peak. I assume that you follow behind.
Yeah, but he's gonna think to himself, wow, another small guy and another blue lady. What are the chances?
And as you all kind of converge into one group, you see Maeve doesn't immediately take note of Mustang, because we should probably go and talk somewhere else, not here. But please do catch us up on everything. And we'll begin leading you guys back towards the gate where the beach was. And I assume everyone follows. After roughly like 15 minutes of walking, you find yourselves back out onto the beach. You can see like now there's a lot more people headed in, and kind of like more like families, and you can see kind of like smaller groups of like children are beginning to form around both the water and just sunbathing around the island. Maeve kind of takes you over to the very end where you're right next to one of the docks, and just kind of separates herself from the rest of the entire, separates all of you, excuse me, from the rest of the beach, and just kind of sits down and gestures for everyone to join her. Well, now that we're kind of out of the crowd and the fanfare, what exactly happened, and who exactly is this new friend of ours?
Friend, associate, hopefully not an enemy. My name is Mustang. It is a pleasure to meet you all. What are your all names?
Rictus raises his hand. Rictus, Nordrum the Seventh, and this is Rupert. And he points down the Rupert.
Mustang, he is a very large dude, so he'll bend over at the waist and he will reach a hand down to shake your hand.
He reaches up to shake it.
Wow, this Rupert creature is quite interesting. And he's gonna offer a finger to Rupert to shake Rupert's hand as well.
Rupert grabs the finger and shakes his finger.
I say, I'll have to ask you about that later.
Sure.
And he'll look to whoever's next in the group.
Reese was probably standing next to Rictus. It's usually where she goes. She stands somewhat still and straight back till she looks you sort of up and down. I am Risha Amos, and she holds out her bone hand out to you to shake.
He'll stand back up straight, and he will kind of eye the bow hand, but only for a second. He'll reach out and shake it without hesitating. Risha, it's a pleasure.
She has like a small smile on her face, and Minion just sort of gurgles behind her a little bit, excited for new people.
Whoa. Okay, now the metal monkey could wait, but I gotta know, what is that behind you?
We mostly refer to him as Minion. You may call him what you like.
Minion. Well, you are just a little bone orchard down there, aren't you? And he will bend over once again and kind of reach out to see if it will accept a pat on the head.
Yeah, he's just like slobbers while you do that.
Well, I've certainly seen uglier, so I'll leave it at that. And then he will look to either who's left, Maeve or Kipley?
Yeah. You look to Kipley, and as you look to her, she like curls in on herself, like pulling back, like an old lady protecting her purse, and she's just like, no, no. Well, what the fuck is Shazai?
Who?
What?
This one seems like perhaps it is above my bend once again. Who's Shazai? And he'll look around at all of you.
He was and Maeve will kind of pipe up. He's a compatriot of ours. We haven't actually seen him since our escapade in the forest finished up.
Did he not come through the portal with us? Or come through the...
Well, when everyone was kind of going about their various moments at the end, it was very notable that Shazai was not on the ship when it left.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Probably went for a swim.
What?
I mean, a fish, the ocean, makes sense to me.
How do you know he's a fish?
You just said. And he's gonna point to Maeve.
Oh.
I did just say yes.
Well, I'll come back to you later, little lady. And he'll look to the big lady, and be like, "My name's Mustang. I hope my presence isn't offensive in one way or another."
I assume this is towards Maeve.
Yeah, this is towards Maeve. Yeah, from the little lady to the big lady, and the big lady's Maeve.
She's not that big. Maeve, let me see what she has.
Big in spirit.
I think Reese is technically taller than her by a little
Reese
bit.
I
Reese
think
is the
Maeve
big
is
lady, the biggest
But
lady.
Reese is very thin.
How tall is Maeve?
Let's see. Let me. I'm pulling up her sheet. Let me get her details.
Mustang is
Bio.
6'6".
Okay.
You know, Maeve is only 5'10". She is not that tall.
Huh?
Yeah,
she's
Reese
only
is 6'4".
she's only
6'4" or
4
something.
inches higher than me.
Maeve gives off like big vibes, I guess. She's
Oh,
big across.
she's
Big head.
muscly. She's fucking toned as shit.
Yeah,
but, like,
no,
she's
that's
not,
fair. She's big.
She's not very tall. She's average
She's the
height.
biggest in spirit.
Exactly. See the spirit of her grandfather behind her. No, you kind of you say hello and so hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's you can just call me Maeve for now. My name is Maeve Dambala. We're kind of a little ragtag group for the moment. Group of friends just doing some jobs. What exactly brings you around here?
Oh, well, Same as you. I say I am in the market for a job, and I just got handed quite a few. And does he have like the flyers from the jobs?
Yeah, no. Vince
All right.
gave all of you, both Pearl, Mammoth, and you, flyers for each individual one.
He will then hand the flyers over to Maeve, but he will put the one with the harvesters on the top, and he's going to kind of tap that one as he hands it over and be like, I have a particular interest in this one.
Oh, so you're also a vassal,
Uh,
and you
you
got these
know,
from the guild hall?
no, not exactly. Are you all vassals? I know this one is, and he's going to point to Mammoth.
Rictus nods.
Maeve looks around to everyone else, and everybody nods. Yeah, no.
Oh.
We are all vassals signed to various different sponsors. Are you not? And
I'm
then
thinking
that
I
would
might
mean
have
that
gotten
these are
the.
not official jobs.
Well, we got them from Vince, so I feel like they're fine.
Mammoth, you need to quit wobbling your jaw before you kick up a storm here. You do not know what you are talking about.
And you see Pearl kind of pipes up. To be clear, Vince did not get these jobs. He got them for other sources. He did not create them. This is not run through him. He has a number of friends in high places who ask requests of those who are willing to do work that the guild would put a little more or a little less money on, and would ask for a certain level of, and she kind of looks around, professionalism and awakened to take on it. And it wouldn't be advised for a lot of, you know, what I'm trying to say is, it is not exactly shady. He's on the more trusted end of the whole Paradise Peak underworld, but it's not officially licensed, so it is going off of the trust and God, how do I say this? It's going off the trust of a benefactor who we have not met, and it's not going to be immediately paid to us because we're going to have to see that benefactor afterwards to receive our reward. Or it may go through Vince if they're super close, but I don't know exactly who gave him these jobs.
And that's the long short of it.
He does a lot of these. He's kind of been the middleman for his career, I guess you could say.
Okay,
He's like an agent almost,
so
if you will.
just so I feel like I understand a little bit. You Mustang, you are a friend of Vince's?
It is a little generous, but for the sake of simplicity, yes.
I I feel like I woke up in a whole new world. I really don't understand what's going on, but I'm just going to trust that everyone else does except for Pearl. So, and she looks over to Mammoth and Rictus. All right, carry on.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
Now, something real wretched must have happened to you this morning. You seem like you're really off your feet here. Well, I don't know if there's anything I can do for you now, but surely I can show you through my actions, if not through my words, that there is nothing to worry about. And he's going to kind of put his hands on his hips.
Precisely something someone would say if there was something to worry about.
That. And she
There's
points
stuff to worry
towards
about.
Reese.
Well, it is not without its dangers. Surely you know. You're all vassals, right?
Are you a vassal?
No. I don't quite subscribe to that sort of thing.
So you've taken jobs like this in the past.
All my life.
Why don't you tell us a story about one?
Oh boy, do I have many. Now, I never got to finish the one I was telling inside, but I'll tell you a short version of it. I went into this town and it was full of sick people. They had green skin, green hair, and eventually my compatriots also developed green skin and green hair while I was staying in that town. And
Pearl just begins to lean her head back and kind of slowly
Mustang
hits
is
the
going to
sand.
start going on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Does Pearl have green hair and green skin?
No.
Okay.
But when he does reach the conclusion of the story, he will explain that the town was in a place where the nearby island got shifted so that there was a copper mine nearby, and a bunch of copper got in the water supply and poisoned all the people to death.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
And that didn't leave you scarred.
Well, I don't eat or drink, so it's none of my business, really.
You don't eat or drink?
No. And then he'll kind of wiggle his hand, and you'll see that there is a picture of him in game visuals. I think it's the third one up, but he is entirely made of smoke. And you'll see that his clothes are kind of like, sometimes they undulate a little bit because of his smoky form.
Kippley lifts her lens and looks through it at him.
Go ahead and give me. Oh, goodness me. Let me take a look. I think I actually made a check for this, but I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy. Oh yeah, no. Go ahead and give me a straight charisma roll. So just click on your +5 where it says charisma.
God damn it.
This is making an ability check 12. You don't get a whole. If you want to use inspiration, you can.
I'm gonna!
Okay.
Do it.
Watch be a natural 1.
Oh,
19!
Nice.
Okay. it's
Oh,
slightly
that's
better.
good.
There we go. God, the dice just hates you. Today.
No, it always
Um,
does.
It's been on the up for you recently. Just not too recently.
I have changed so many dice.
I was just about to mention that.
As you look through the lens, you can see like the outline of Mustang is of this like smoke cloud. But you can see on the inside there is what appears to be a humanoid shape. A figure of a man almost surrounded by mist. But kind of like it's similar to the smoke, but not exactly like it. You see, it's made of like this orangish tint, almost like you're seeing a secondary version of something that isn't quite there, but you're able to see there's something beyond this. It is not just a wild form of smoke that is roaming about. Also, hold on, what the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of here. It's just coffee. I don't know. What the fuck was that? Good morning. New playlist, random shit. You see, it's almost like you're seeing like the outline of something that is deeper within, but you can see the entity is made fully of smoke. There's something else there. You can't quite put your finger on exactly what it is, but it looks like it's holding this form in the shape that it's in right now. Your best guess is maybe it's the soul, maybe it's a animus driven imprint of whatever created this, but it's certainly more than just a lump of smoke walking around. And you do very much see that this is an awakened being.
She, like, kind of, as we're having conversation, she's kind of looking at you through this lens as she kind of walks around you, and at one point, as she's looking through it with her other hand, her like long spindly nail taloned fingers just kind of wiggle through your head area, kind of through the smoky area.
He's gonna look back at you because he can feel it, and he'll see that you're looking at him through a lens, and he's gonna bend down and look through the other end of the lens, getting his like closing one eye and looking back at her. What you doing in there?
You're just so different. I've never seen anything like you before. Have you ever seen anything like me before?
Anything like you?
She gives a big smile, a toothy smile.
Which looks like a very beast-like grin.
I have
give me
seen
a
those
history check.
fuckers like you in the back. He'll make a sarcastic remark about her being a nose parker and sticking her nose in his business, but history check. Let's see. History is not a strong suit. 8.
No. 8?
Accurate.
If you have met one of her kind, you are certainly is not been in your recent memory and is not coming to mind.
Well, I met a couple nose parkers like you in my day, but nothing that was your exact shape. And he'll kind of like motion like a silhouette of you with his hands as he says that.
Oh. No. She kind of swats her hand behind her towards the side. No, it's fine. Don't make a scene. It's fine. No, I don't know what they mean either. But she kind of looks over towards Mammoth. Do we know what happened to Shazai?
No.
Right. I mean, I know she wanted to eat me, or they wanted to eat me, but...
It's okay, Kipley. They went for a swim.
A swim? Alright. And she kind of goes over towards Reese and, like, hunkers down, like, knees bent, just kind of one hand grasped into the pant leg.
Which is probably still soaking wet.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
She don't care.
You pissed yourself.
No, I went for swim.
That's true. That's canon.
Reese peed.
Reese peed herself.
Gross.
Get fucked.
Not bothered by it.
She puts one of her six-finger blue hand on top of your head and just like kind of nuzzles your hair like she did when you guys first met.
Mm.
Now, did you get a chance to look at the jobs? I know you were pretty quick to the line of questioning. He's gonna look at Maeve and point at the papers that he gave her.
Yeah, I took it though. I looked at them, but I'm not at liberty to decide what everybody else wants to do. So
He's gonna take the papers and then offer it one to Rictus.
Reese
And-
just sort of snatches them all out of Mustang's hand and like takes a few steps up.
okay.
She shuffles through 2 of them and until she finds the one she's looking for and drops the other 2 on the ground. And she walks a
Mustang
few
is
more
going to
steps
try
away.
and pick up the papers off the ground as she walks away.
Seems to be sort of lost in thought as she stares at the one paper.
he's gonna follow with the other two papers and be like, littering's a crime,
She just looks over her shoulder with like sort of slightly angry face. Remember,
Whoa, whoa,
her
whoa.
eyes are probably as black as your smoke is. They sort of just dance.
He's gonna try and like peek over her shoulder and see which paper is in her
You
hand.
know which one is not there by deduction.
Well, he's not. He
Looking at the
hasn't
other two.
resorted to deductive reasoning yet.
Sure. How tall is Mustang and how tall is Reese?
Are you 6'4"?
Mustang is 6'6".
Okay, yeah, so you can see out. You can make me a perception check with advantage.
It's like we're whipping it out.
Oh yeah.
All right, we've got 22.
22? Yeah, you can see over her shoulder.
Which one is it?
Reese got a sleight of hand of 22.
Beats it.
Beats it.
Aw.
It is, I assume the one with the private investigators?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the one regarding the
Um,
heralds.
The heralds, yeah.
I thought that said harlots.
I did too.
I was like, God damn, okay.
The harlots! Does it look like harlots?
Well, you misspelled it, but yeah.
No, it says heralds.
It says heralds.
I did not misspell it. That is the font, my
Which
guy.
one?
No, on mine it says
Harlots.
HARLODS.
Harlots.
Harlots.
It actually Harlots.
Oh fuck! Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Don't
I
gaslight
misspelled it?
me. I was like, wait, hold on. Am I blind?
Although I did still read it as heralds every time.
Oh,
But-
Yeah, I assumed
Yeah.
it was heralds, but
I actually
Yeah.
didn't, but
we're being jerks is all we're doing right now.
We go back.
We love you, DM.
Go back to my text real quick and edit it so that I make it look like I did nothing wrong. Not kidding. But you do see it's the one with the heralds. Fuck, where did I put the quest point?
Mustang will look between the paper and then kind of look at Reese and be like, you got business with the heralds?
These people, I don't like them.
I like stealing from them.
She smiles a little bit. You want to go find one?
Maybe. Let's see what everyone else has to say. I got a hankering for that harvester job, but let's see what the people have got to say. And who knows? Maybe if we don't end up taking that job, it'll be back when we get back, or vice versa. So
Her
let's see
smile
what
first flies off her face as you're speaking.
Don't give up hope yet. Say maybe let's see what everyone else wants to do. It seems like we've got a pretty big group here with lots of opinions, and we don't want to get the wrong pig by the tail.
She takes a few quick strides back over to Rictus and kneels down in front of him and hands him the paper.
Oh, thank you.
Mustang will give back the other papers as well, so he can see all the jobs.
Rictus is reading over them. I mean, I am all about protecting others and helping others out. I'd be okay if we did the harvesting, but I kind of want to go with Reese and try to help her find these PIs since those...
She puts her fingers in the paper and just taps it a few times.
We are the PIs.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. We can. Let's be PIs and see if we can. Yeah, let's do this one. And he points at the private investigation.
She looks over to Mammoth and raises an eyebrow.
Huh?
Rictus will hand the papers over to Mammoth.
What does this say?
Oh, Mammoth already has papers. He's already seen all the jobs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Has he?
So-
It doesn't seem like
He
it.
has. And he'll take the papers then, and he will give them to who hasn't seen it yet.
Wait, no,
Uh,
wait.
Kipley and Maeve and Pearl.
I just realized, does Mammoth know how to read?
No.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I was wondering that whenever he said, "What's it say?"
No, because that just jogged my memory. That came up the first time. That came up first session when he was looking at the the booking port at the port when they were booking everybody's names. He said he couldn't read the names.
Yeah, if
How
everyone
do you
was,
remember that?
if they were
I
handed
don't
to
remember
Mammoth,
that.
Kipley would absolutely, at that moment, kind of grab them, snatch them out of the air, and then just kind of read them quietly, like to Mammoth.
Oh.
And which one are we gonna do?
She kind of points to the private investigator. This is the one Reese wants to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
All right.
No,
Mammoth
no.
likes this one.
So cute.
she smiles warmly at both Kipley and Mammoth.
Mustang will look back at Maeve and Pearl and, well, you down to go be a private eye? And he's gonna hold up a circle to his eye, kind of to mimic a magnifying glass.
You see Pearl kind of reclined back in the sand still, just kind of. It doesn't yell it, because obviously it doesn't want people to hear it. It says it at a loud enough tone that everyone can hear her. I would personally not recommend choosing that one for the reason that heralds are some of the most dangerous people on the planet. But if the majority of the group wants to do it, I cannot stop you. I will request to sit this one out, though.
Why?
Pearl does have a point. That's not a lot of gold for a lot of danger.
It's not about the gold.
Oh, maybe for you.
Kipley kind of looks at Maven, having all of us having seen her publicly display and verbally display her intentions towards heralds and such, and just kind of gauge her reaction to what Pearl's saying. I guess insight check?
On specifically on Maeve?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I fucking hate my fucking dice. God damn it.
It's not like she's trying to necessarily hide anything. It's just that it could be the fact that there's a whole lot going on. This is a very stressful time for you. That you're really not locked in. You're more focused on Pearl than anything else, and what little you do get from Maeve is just that she glances over at Pearl with like a kind of like understanding and not look of concern, but like, you know, the same look that you would give if a family member just said they didn't want to go on an outing because they didn't want to go on like a certain roller coaster ride or some shit. They know it's dangerous and they don't know the reason why, but they accept it anyway kind of look. But again, it's a 7, so you're not quite sure exactly what that fully entails.
Nope, it's fine. I'm changing my dice once again for the 10th time tonight.
We go again.
She kind of looks over between Maeve and actually Reese. She never looks at Pearl. she looks over towards Reese.
Is it more important for you to make some money or to help some people? Kipley.
You see her for the first time feeling like she's like, you've seen her frightened, cowardly, timid, and such. For the first time, you see her actually like feel like she's put under the gun, and she kind of stands there for a moment, crouched next to Mammoth, wide-eyed. And her eyes kind of look towards Maeve once more.
Maeve looks back.
Gold means
What you
nothing
thinking?
to me. I've survived on this.
Reese walks over to Kipley and just like sits cross-legged like she does when she sits down beside Mammoth.
She kind of moves a little bit closer.
And then while she does, Reese leans in a little bit. These people hurt people. And they claim to have done very dark acts to further their purpose. And I think we could help a lot of people by apprehending one of them. This is what we should move forward with.
Kipley's like, no, go ahead, Mammoth.
Mammoth doesn't really understand the, I guess, serious nature of it. And just leans forward to join the huddle. Have you guys seen my new rock? And he like holds out the druid thing you got.
Reese gives him a serious look. Mammoth, not now.
Okay.
Kipley, like her hand kind of reaches out without looking and like wraps around Mammoth's hand and the rock. Like, yeah, this is awesome, but her focus is totally on Reese as she just is focused in.
That's great, hon.
I don't know anything about the Harlords, but
Hate it here.
And for a moment, Reese, you feel like you see something like this deeper connection of something personal where Kipley's she kind of moves just a hint closer as she leans in a bit. If you want to take this on, I'll follow you to the end. If you want to burn the world, I'll be there with you.
She looks really seriously into Kipley's eyes. I've burnt the world before. It's not what it lives up to be.
She smiles a bit. Mine maybe was an accident, but you know what? I just want to live, and I want everyone else to feel like we're doing good. And I feel like we can do that together.
I'm laughing at Ash's
Yep. Howdy, nice to meet. Oh God. Oh God.
He just wants to go ranting, bro.
Mustang. She sort of gets up. She ruffles Kipley's hair as she does so.
Mustang is going to be playing it cool and acting like he wasn't listening this whole time. And he'll be like, yes, Risha, right?
Yes. You said you've been doing these jobs all your life.
Yes, ma'am. You figures me right.
And how old are you, Mustang?
Figures me.
He's gonna kind of look side to side and be like, 44.
She steps a little bit closer. How old are you,
Uh,
Mustang?
32.
Insight! 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 Fucking insight!
You can give me
You don't- wait.
persuasion or deception.
No. You don't even need insight. It is so obvious he has no idea what he's talking about. This man does not know how old he is.
Yeah, Reese's like sort of shrugs her shoulders. How many years have you been taking contracts, Mustang?
He's gonna count. Let me count the contracts. I've been doing this for at least. He kind of he holds his hands far away from himself and he squints.
And it's just like a majority of smoke more than fingers too, so it's hard to tell for most people.
At least 6 or 7 years, at least.
And what, you would do 5, 6 contracts a year?
Depends on how fast they are. They're usually. Some of them take longer. Like my last one took 1.5 years almost.
And out of all these contracts, say over 20, have you always picked them because of the dollar value that they are assigned?
Not always, no.
So what is your reasoning for picking contracts other than money?
You know, there are things in this life that, they satisfy me, they're high on the shelf, but sometimes I just like helping people.
And this, she taps the paper with the heralds on, this will help people.
Well, so will this, and so will this, and he'll point to the other jobs. But it sounds like this one, and he'll point to the one that you have, will help you. So let's just do that one. Because it seems you got a hankering for it.
Well, I suppose that's settled then.
I am an easy customer. You did not have to try to convince me. So as long as I'm not going alone, I'm sure we can handle it. And he's kind of gonna glance at Pearl and tug at his collar a little bit.
She'll give you the side eye. I already said I'm not going. If you guys want to do this, go for it. I support your decision. I just don't want to be anywhere around that. And she kind of just gestures her hand towards the paper with the herald on it, information on it. Whole deal. You have no idea how big they are. And I love y'all to death. I don't know about burning the whole world for you, but I certainly would do a lot. This is just not one of those things.
Not even if Maeve came with us.
And Maeve kind of looks at you with like a, ooh, you didn't have to say that line. And Pearl kind of looks at Maeve and goes, I know that my beloved is more than capable of taking care of herself, and I am just an accessory to this group. So, you know
What if I
what?
gave
It
you
will.
a whole bottle of alcohol to calm your nerves?
You are hilarious trying to bribe the alcoholic, but I have plenty. So I am all set. This is not a matter of the money value. This is a matter of I don't want to get in on that crowd.
Will you come if I give your hair back?
You took what? What do you mean?
Mama, if you took her hair?
I didn't take it. You guys gave it to me.
Who gave it to you?
Reese smiles.
Who took
You
my
guys.
hair? What? And you see, she starts like rapidly like putting her hands through her hair before she notices the small snippet, and she just stares at all of you.
Mustang is kind of looking at all of you in horror.
Kipley is like hugging Mammoth's head. I love you so much.
I said, I'm good.
You're seriously
Okay.
going to leave Maven?
You can try and guilt trip me all you want. As I stated previously, this isn't exactly a suicide mission, but it's not going to be a walk in the park either. You're not going to be dealing with monsters. You're going to be dealing with people here. People who are capable of terrifying things, and people who are very well known for doing insane shit. As a reminder, for those of you who don't know, because I know a lot of you aren't from here, and Maeve will happily tell you this as well, all those sponsors that you look up to with bright big old eyes, the heralds robbed them right underneath their nose and walked out of the island untouched. Those guys, the big powerful ones that you all look up to. So if you think you want to start dabbling with some of the people who not only steal from the most powerful people in the world, but have threatened the most powerful people in the world, go for it. I'm not going to be one of those people, though.
What do you want out of life, Well?
I think to live is good enough for me. And I feel like that might be compromised ever so slightly if we do this job. Excuse me, if I do this job.
Reese walks over to Pearl and like touches the hair where it was cut.
She recoils.
And she's got like a very solemn look on her face. She's like, "That's all right. Little pretty little thing like you deserves to live."
Ooh.
Ha ha ha. Yes, thank you. But you all have fun. I'm sure you'll be perfectly fine without me. In fact, I think I might take a little vacation in the meantime. You all have this job, and I just got a new friend. She kind of like slaps Mustang on the back. I'm sure you guys would like to get to know him a little bit more, and I don't think my company is needed for that. So I will be taking Major.
To where?
Who knows? And you watch as she just starts walking into the ocean.
Wait, no, could I please chat with you a little before you leave? And he's gonna shout after Pearl and kind of walk after her a bit.
She'll stop at about waist level in the ocean.
He will also start to walk into the ocean. And as to greet her there, you see as he stands in the water, like old dust and smoke kind of like disperses in the water, and his clothes are kind of like floating up. He's
Can
gonna
you not do that? Can you just like hover above or some shit? That you're polluting the water.
Oh, it'll come with me when I get out. Don't worry. But I really gotta ask you before I go off with these people. You really seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders here, and you know your way around this kind of stuff. These people, they all seem like they're kind of a bit green.
Dramatic? Oh, no.
No.
Yes,
New,
that too.
fresh. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about.
They just became vassals about a week ago.
I am fearful
You should be.
that perhaps I have the wrong pig by the tail here, and I might be...
They're more than capable, don't get me wrong. They can take care of themselves, but you might want to
You know
tread
what I mean.
carefully.
I have my
Alright.
reasons for not wanting to do this job. If you have yours, voice them. I would not personally recommend it.
Trust me, sister, I know. But again, thank you for your voice of reason and your insight into these people. I hope I will be able to navigate this on my own. But you enjoy your vacation, okay? And he will turn around and start walking out the water. And as he does, you see that the pollution in the water, it follows him. And as he comes out of the water, it kind of like a kinetic sand that's like water repellent. It all comes out of the water and comes back to him. And he'll walk back to the group.
Did Pearl drown?
I don't think that's possible, young lady.
No, I'm not young.
I very well could be young myself, or I could be old. I don't know.
Reese
What's
smiles
weird?
over to Kiply. She just went for a swim, just like Shazai.
I feel like I should be sad, but I'm not. Mustang, right?
Yes. Kipley, can I help you?
Do you want to take on the most dangerous beings known to creature kind, or do you want to do
I have
something
no desire to
boring?
do that. I would much rather help the harvesters and help people get back on their feet on these lovely islands. I have very little interest in going up against the harvesters, especially since I steal from them frequently. And he will hold up the gun that he has, and you'll see that the gun, it is not just a gun. The barrel of the gun is also a harmonica. And then he'll holster it.
The barrel of a gun. Where do you put your
What?
lips on the barrel of a gun? I
What
need to
lips?
know.
Look at the picture.
Look at in-game visuals. You can see that
Where?
it's
It
the
is
third
exactly
picture up. You can if you look closely at the gun, it has
It
a
is a
harmonica built into
harmonica.
it.
That's awesome. I thought those were
Oh.
like the rails.
Nope, that is a harmonica gun.
I was
Wait,
thinking
wait,
whenever
wait.
it shot a bullet, it sounded like a harmonica.
Hey, we'll get there when we get there.
Oh, okay.
It's in the barrel?
It is the barrel. Like, just zoom
The
in on the
barrel is
picture,
a
you'll see that
harmonica.
it's got.
Don't ask the logistics.
I don't. I'm so impressed by this.
If I'm being honest, 500 gold between you, me, you, and whoever all you might have isn't here is not going to be a lot for the trouble we're going to have to go to. And you may think, yeah, we're helping people, getting these people off the streets, but we won't be helping anybody if we're dead. And just like Pearl, I got a vested interest in living.
I'm going to be.
Arrows are interested in killing us all. Does that not ring the bell of wanting to live?
Of course it does, but what do you think you, and me are going to do about all of that? I'd love to tackle it someday, but I know when something's above my bend. And I've been doing this, and I don't mean to be an addle pot or a spoil sport or anything of the sort, but
All right, Mustang.
Pearl did have a point.
What would you like to do?
Anything but that.
You see Maeve kind
But I'll do it.
I think we should probably talk with, and she looks at the bottom of the sheet, Laura Jenkins, before we come to a decision, since we don't actually know what this
Right.
job entails.
Reese immediately starts shaking her head. Yeah, I'm for that. That's what. Yeah.
I personally do not want to go against the entirety of the organization. Would love to see them not exist anymore. However, as previously stated by Pearl, they are an extremely dangerous organization. And I don't think this job is asking us to take the entire thing down. More is just look for certain people who might have been spotted here. And while that might be a big help to both the community and the overall world, I still want to emphasize this is extraordinarily dangerous. Am I willing to do it? Absolutely. Do I want everyone to understand that this could put you in the target sites, as you might speak, of people who are extraordinarily dangerous? Yes. Uh, I don't know about everybody's family situations, but if you do have loved ones, this could also affect them, so keep that in mind. Then again, I'm still for it. I just want to make sure everybody understands how serious this could be. Then again, it could just be finding two guys and throwing them in jail. I don't know. The only way we
Let's
can
just
find
go
out is
ask.
talking to Laura or Miss Jenkins.
Kipley looks as Maeve is saying as Kipley's eyes kind of bounce from Reese, seeing the acceptance there, to Mammoth seeing the loss there, and then to Rictus. She's not quite sure. She just kind of shifts towards Rictus. What do you think?
I don't know. The more I'm hearing about it, I do have my mom I gotta think about.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Where?
I mean, she's not anywhere near here.
She's a great cook.
Uh, she's back on the ship that I came off of. It just travels around at the open sea.
A dweller?
Yes.
Which one?
Whoa,
Uh,
whoa, whoa, whoa. Buddy, I'm going to stop you there. You might want to keep that one dry while we're around here.
what? What do you mean?
Hey, keep it a secret. If you guys are thinking about taking up with the Heralds, don't say it.
No,
Keep it a secret.
no, it's fine. We're talking about the Harlords. Which which dweller are you talking about, Rictus?
He kind of whispers because he doesn't want to say it too loud. It was a ship called the Aldington.
Aldington.
The Aldington. Aldington.
You see Kipley kind of hear it for a moment, and then just a little bit of relief. Right, yes. Where, well, was that under any particular faction or anything?
No, we just went around port to port and just did things on our own. Traded what we had to get what we needed.
Do you know where they are?
Not at the moment, no.
And she looks, kind of her eyes bounce between the rest of the group. It sounds like you're honestly the only one with anything left to hold on to other than Maeve.
And I still have I have a little sister out there somewhere too. I just have no idea where she's at.
What?
Yeah,
How old?
she's 10 years younger than me, so she would be in her 30s by now.
What happened? Did you leave, or what happened to your foot? God damn! What?
I mean, it's kind of a long story. I don't mind talking about it, but we might.
No, I
We
feel
can
like
talk
this
about
should
it
be done
later.
over like alcohol or something.
I mean, I don't drink, but if you want to, we
Oh,
can later.
Alright, no. If you're not going to do it out of alcohol, then at least do it just... Okay. Are you invested?
At least under a roof.
Alright.
Oh,
Okay. No, fuck me. God damn it. Rictus,
I know.
I'm not a very... fuck me. Okay. You've got something to live for.
Can't believe swearing is the best thing in the world.
Alright. So... Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to do whatever the group wants to do,
Okay.
but
What brought you here?
I wanted to seek vassalage. I wanted to be a vassal so I could hopefully one day just reunite what's left of my family, to bring my mom here and to find my sister and all of us just live together again.
What happened to your sister?
Again, it's kind of a long story. We got separated when I was a kid.
Okay.
I don't mind talking about it, but we should talk about it maybe somewhere else.
Like over alcohol?
Sure.
Or, fruit drinks? And she makes like air quotes.
Yeah, we can do it over some drinks. And he does the air quotes.
Her eyes kind of bouncing between Mustang and she sighs and looks over towards Reese.
Reese, who is currently looking at Maeve, you'll see Maeve does quickly respond to you. And she kind of turns the fly around with a small writing on the back. It's just south end of the Dreaming City, Levi District, house number 81. I think this is a personal address?
How about this? And she sort of motions to everybody. We talk with Laura Jenkins. Simply talk to her. Can't be a whole lot of danger there. Like Maeve pointed out, they're not going to be pitting us against the entire Herald formation. Let's get more information, and we can decide from there.
I'm good with that.
Kipling looks to Mammoth.
What?
Are you alright to follow the rest of us?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you okay doing something possibly dangerous?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Well, nothing dangerous about seeking out information. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Kipling, looks over her shoulder at Mustang for a moment, like, how dare you? She, kind of moves in front of, blocking her out before she kind of hunkers down in front of Mammoth and kind of crouches down. So I feel like we've kind of reached this moment. It's a very monumental moment. I feel a little foreign or whatnot, but this is like a big moment for you and for the rest of the group. And you get to, you, Mammoth, get to speak into that as your own personal opinion.
Uh-huh.
So, do you want to look into this thing that's super dangerous and possibly could, just wipe all of us out without any kind of legacy or anything and just leave us as this dark smear on the, sidewalk over there that you see right over there? Or would you prefer to do something else? However, if we were to do,
figure out this thing is worth 500 gold pieces and capture, you know, a Harlord, we could possibly become legendary and gain a lot of power and maybe even figure out what the fuck is going on with all the islands disappearing and everything, or why we all keep losing things that we love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kipley's gonna insight Mammoth. She wants to see if she wants to see if she can feel out like his thought process at the moment.
Are you gonna detect thoughts?
I don't
me?
think. Yeah, I don't think there is a thought process.
There
to
is
detect.
none.
Damn it!
I think the weather is blue today. No, I
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
If you would like, man, if you can just tell her exactly what man was thinking, if he doesn't try and hide anything, or you can have the fun of inciting and persuasion or deception. Your choice.
I'll do persuasion because I
Okay.
feel like he knows that he's supposed to be listening, but he's not. Fuck. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you get the strong sense that the words that you have said have crossed his ears. The processing of information, it looks like he's more just nodding his head along and agreeing with whatever you say.
She, at what like you see her like pull up the lens at one point, look through him at it, before she drops it, and she's like, nope, nope. And eventually, she just kind of reaches forward with this like hand with the talons and just kind of brushes it over his head, leans forward and like gives a little kiss to his forehead and just, you know what? You're my favorite. And you know why you're my favorite?
Why?
Because you just go with what's on the surface. You don't even bother with all the deep bullshit that we all think is important. You just go with what's right there, right before you. And you know what? Maybe that's what we should all do. Maybe we should all just stop trying to delve so deeply into this bullshit, like emotional stuff that's just, fucking stupid. And she just keeps kind of like ranting and raving. And eventually she just kind of pauses and then looks back at you, Mammoth, and then her eyes kind of bounce towards Reese. I default. I feel like I don't really know what's going on. And I think the smartest person in our group is either Maeve or Reese, and I'm just going to let them decide what we do. Are you okay with that, Mammoth?
Yeah, that's kind of just what I've been doing.